What's up, dudes? Max here, back with an update on Street Fighter V. We haven't heard anything in quite a long time because we've all been waiting for that Urien update. And along with the Urien update, which is going to be taking place just tomorrow, there's a whole bunch of other stuff that's also going to be happening. Let's quickly go over it and I'll tell you my thoughts. First off, daily targets are going to be making an appearance now. This is one extra way for you to earn fight money in Street Fighter V, up to 1,000 fight money per match, and these are daily targets that will be updated pretty consistently from what I understand. The versus CPU function is also making an appearance. This is similar to what you already had in training mode, but now you can actually fight against computer opponents, but it is not the traditional arcade mode, which is something different that I think a lot of people are looking forward to. Fighter profiles is getting updated. Colors 3 to 10 on select costumes are going to be given to season pass holders, and they're immediately unlocked, which is fantastic. The less reasons to play survival mode, the better. Premium costumes now include all the colors all the way up to 10, which is extremely welcome. And color bundles are now purchasable. So if you actually want to purchase colors for characters up to color 10, you can't get any beyond that because that requires unlocking and unranking and getting your character up to a certain level. You can actually do so, and they cost $2 to $5, but that's completely up to you if you want to do it, and you do not have to. Now, the biggest thing that's happening in this update for me personally, outside of actually getting Urien, is that the game is getting its proper environmental stage KOs. There was some ripped files from the previous versions of the game that had very early animations and not specifically rendered out sequences for these stage KOs, so I was pretty excited. I didn't want to make a video about it because it was kind of like something that's in the game. It wasn't exactly concrete if this what was going to be happening, but it is. It's here, and it's not something that was left over from the early launch of the game. The game is going to have stage KOs not just in the Chinatown stage, instead in Shadowloo Base, Hillside Plaza, Underground Arena, Forgotten Waterfall, Union Station, Kazuki Estate, City and Chaos, Apprentice Alley, and Lair of the Four Kings, and we've already seen a few of them so far. They're really goofy, they're really cheesy, and in all honesty, kind of fit with the overall theme of Street Fighter 4 and Street Fighter 5. It's wacky, it's kooky, and that's what it's going to look like. And I'm pretty happy about that. This is something that has been missing from the game for quite some time, and it just adds an extra little bit of oomph to the end of each match. It doesn't mean it's like super critical and important, it just feels like a little bit more polish that I was expecting from the game's launch, and it's finally here. It might have taken 6 months or so, or even 7 months, but it's finally here. There's a ton of other bug fixes, including one that's tackling controllers and the amount of input time that takes for inputs to go through the controller, to the console, and to your TV. And apparently it's going to be dropping the inputs of a lot of controllers by about a frame, which means that the overall Street Fighter V experience on PlayStation 4 is going to be going from about a 8-frame delay to approximately a 7-frame delay, which is nice. It looks like Capcom is actively tackling this issue, and they're trying to minimize game input lag as much as possible with easy fixes, and I hope they tackle the rest of the engine eventually, but we don't have any other info if this is where they're going to stop, if they're going to keep looking into eliminating more input delay. I hope so, because even 7 is awkwardly high for many 3D fighting games, and it would be great to get that down to the overall standard, which is about 5. One of the weirder things, though, that popped up as a result of this is a Red Bull promotion in Japan. Apparently, it's for a dance competition of some kind that Red Bull is sponsoring, and Red Bull and Capcom have been working together on a lot of different events lately, so this came as no surprise. What did come as a surprise is what Chun-Li and Ryu look like, because they showed off these 2 costumes and one more for Nikali, and Nikali looks freaking awesome. I don't want to come across that I'm just like hating everything that Street Fighter V is doing, because I have been very critical of this game, but what the hell is going on with these 2 costumes? So I don't know, maybe this is a Japan-only thing, and it's very relevant to what's going on with the competition, but FlavorFlav Ryu, yeah, we'll see who's going to be buying this one. But like I said, Nikali looks really damn cool in that samurai outfit. I don't know if I'm going to be playing more Nikali as a result of it, but it makes him look like he's something out of like an Onimusha game when he goes into his V-trigger. It looks neat. Speaking of costumes, another huge one was that we saw all of Urien's alternate costumes recently. He's got the business suit, he has like the old mythical god costume, which obviously kind of like from the lower part below looks a lot like his other costume from previous Street Fighter games, but that initial costume was actually completely missing. Urien's banana hammock Dick Physics classic costume is gone from any update they were showing. until earlier today. We actually saw a video of Urien's fight card, which they do for all the new fighters, show up, and then all of a sudden, they were showing his intro, and there's a completely alternate version of his intro where he lights himself on fire, which happens in Street Fighter 3 at the end of a match, and at the end of it, the flames are gone, and his costume is completely vanished, replaced with the Urien we all know and love from Street Fighter 3 Second Impact and Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. Absolutely awesome. Considering there's a unique intro animation for this in the fight card, I'm assuming that there is some sort of alternative way of selecting this costume, like it's a hint or an Easter egg, or you have to press a certain amount of button combinations. I haven't heard any confirmation on this, but if there is something on it, I'll talk to you guys about it in a future video. I've desperately wanted this costume, and I thought that they were going to be bundling it with future characters down the line. We know that we saw Ibuki, we know that we saw Alex, they had classic costumes that were showing up. They haven't mentioned anything really about the Urien classic costume until this, and it makes it seem like an Easter egg. And if it's an Easter egg, how sick is it gonna be if you can actually somehow Easter egg choose Alex and Ibuki costume? That'd be amazing. Like, if you want to win people over, Capcom, by giving us the classic outfits for those characters and making them Easter eggs, that's pretty awesome. If you want to get people on your side again for Street Fighter V, especially the casual audience, that is how you do it. Either way, nothing has been said about Alex or Ibuki's costume. I'm really looking forward to those, especially Alex. That's going to get me playing the character a ton more. But that's all I got for Street Fighter V right now. There's been a couple other things, but there's a ton, man. There's a whole bunch of stuff that's happening tomorrow on September 22nd, including Urien's launch. And I can't wait because Urien and Juri probably are the best two-looking characters in the entire game, in my opinion. But as always, dudes, thank you a ton for watching. Thank you for hanging out. I'll be back with a week of Urien as soon as possible. Maybe some combos and stuff I found at some point as well. Thank you, dudes, and I'll see you next time.